Genesis 24, but we made our own pictures and stuff to go along with it. And we thought, and we've acted it all out and taken photo frames of it to go along with it. So, this, I'm just going to introduce the characters first. Stephen is not there. Fixing it. Right. Stephen is Abraham, and Robert is Rebecca. Nick is Isaac. William is Seventh. Okay, I'm Sarah. Sam is the head camel. These are our other camels. That is that's Laban, brother, and that is the father of Rebecca. Okay, this is the first thing. Abraham spoke to the senior servant in his household, the one in charge of everything he had. Put your hand under my thigh, and swear by God, God of heaven, God of earth, that you will not get a wife for my son from among the young women of the Canaanites here, but will go to the land of my birth and get a wife for my son Isaac. Servant answered, but what if the woman refuses to leave home and come with me? Do I then take your son back to home country? And Abraham said, oh no, never. By no means are you to take my son back there. God, the God of heaven, took me from the home of my father and from the country of my birth, and spoke to me in solemn promise. Stop it! The servant said yes, and took 10 of his master's camels and loaded with gifts for from his master, travelled to somewhere far away, and he made the camels kneel at a well. It was evening, the time when women came to draw water. He prayed, oh God, God of my master Abraham, make things go smoothly this day. Treat my master Abraham well, as I stand here by the spring while the young women of the town come out to get water. The girl to whom I say, lower your jug and give me a drink, and who answers, drink, and let me also water your camels, let her be the woman who picked out for you, for your servant Isaac. Then I'll know that you're working graciously behind the scenes for my master. It so happened, master then, whatever, it so happened that the words were barely out of his mouth when Rebecca, the daughter of Bethuel, who was the mother of Milcah, whatever, came out with a water jug on her shoulder. The girl was stunningly beautiful, a pure virgin. She went down to the spring, filled her jug, and came back up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, please, can I have a sip of water from your jug? She said, certainly, drink. And she held it down so that he could drink. When he had satisfied his thirst, she said, I'll get water for your camels too, until they drunk their fill. She promptly emptied her jug into the trough and ran back to the well to fill it, and she kept at it until she had watered all of the camels. The man watched silent. Was this God's answer? Had God made his trip a success? So he praised God. Go on. No, okay. When the camels had finished drinking, the man brought out gifts, a gold nose ring, weighing a little over a quarter of whatever, and 2 arm bracelets, and gave them to her. He asked her, tell me about your family. Whose daughter are you? Is there room in your father's house for us to stay the night? She said, I'm daughter of Thingy and Milcah and Nahor, and there's plenty of room in our house for you to stay, and lots of straw and feeds besides. At this the man bowed in worship before God and prayed, blessed be God, God of my master Abraham, how generous and true you've been to my master. You held nothing back, and you led me right to the door of my master's brother. And the girl was off and running, telling everyone in her mother's house what had happened. Rebecca had a brother named Laban. Laban ran outside to the man at the spring. He had seen the nose ring and the bracelets on his sister, and had heard her say, the man said this and this and this to me. So he went to the man, and there he was, still standing with his camels at the spring. And Laban welcomed him. Come on in, blessed of God. Why are you standing out here? I've got the house ready for you, and there's also a place for your camels. Later, with the servant asking Laban and his father Bethuel, now, tell me what you're going to do. If you plan to respond... Bethuel is asking, if you plan to respond with generous... No, Sorry, someone is asking. If you plan to respond with a generous yes, tell me, but if not, tell me plainly so I can figure out what to do next. Laban and Bethuel answered, this is totally from God. We have no say in this matter, either yes or no. Rebekah is yours. Take her and go. Let her be the wife of your master's son, as God has made plain. When Abraham's servant heard the decision, he bowed in worship before God. Then he brought out gifts of silver and gold and clothing and gave them to Rebekah. He also gave expensive gifts to her brother and mother. He and his men had supper and spent the night. He said, send me back to my master. Her brother and mother said, let the girl stay a while, another 10 days, and then go. And he said, oh, don't make me wait. God has worked everything out so well. Send me off to my master. And they said, okay, we'll call the girl and ask her. They called Rebekah and asked her, do you want to go with this man? She said, okay, I'm ready to go. So they sent them off, their sister Rebekah with the nurse and Abraham's servant with his men. Rebekah and her young maids mounted the camels and followed the man. The servant took Rebekah and set off home. Isaac, at this point, was living in Negev. He had just come back from a visit to Beer Lahai Roy. In the evening, he went out in the field. While meditating, he looked up and saw camels coming. When Rebekah looked up and saw Isaac, she got down from her camel and asked the servant, who is that man in the field coming towards us? That is my master. She took her veil and covered herself. Whatever. No. As the servant told Isaac the whole story of the trip, Isaac told Rebekah into the tent of his mother Sarah. He married Rebekah and she became his wife, and he loved her. So Isaac found comfort after his mother's death. That's Sarah dead. Next. You didn't put that in? Okay, we learned that in these times everybody had complete trust in God, even if it was a stranger saying that they had got a message from God. So they all depended on him, and yeah, so they all married him as well.